I got it. Now, Dinah, is there anyone finer from the state of Carolina? If there is, then you know I would like to have you show it to me, Dinah. With the Dixie eyes blazing, I would love to sit and gaze in the eyes of Dinah Lee. But tell me, every night, why do I shake with fright? Cause my Dinah might just change your mind. Oh, Dinah, if you wanted to China, I would hope an ocean liner just to be with Dinah Lee. Hey, Matt Tolentino on the bass sax.
Nothing to it.
Hey, Matt, real quick, for those that weren't here in January, tell them about that bass sax, because it's not only a great antique instrument, but it also has the coolest story of any bass sax.
Provenance.
Yeah.
Yes, provenance. Okay, back in the 20s, there was a set of New York jazz musicians, white jazz musicians, that were like the set, you know, and they included Bix Beiderbecke, Joe Venuti, Jimmy and Tommy Dorsey, and of course a fellow you might not know by the name of Adrian Rollini, who was a bass saxophone player primarily. That was his thing. In the 20s, that was really kind of the heyday of this instrument because it was best suited toward what we call two-beat music, as where swing music and later forms of pop music are more four to the bar, a bass player going bum 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 bum. In the 20s, two-beat music was tubas and occasionally bass saxophones. And so the superstar of the era was Adrian Rollini. And he was making money hand over fist, and he kept buying these things. And this was the second bass saxophone Adrian Rollini owned. This very horn here was it was used from mid-1924 to about mid-1927. So it's probably on some of the great Bix Beiderbecke recordings. It was probably in the room no farther than I am from you than you know, who's who. It could have seen, you know, Paul Whiteman, Cav Calloway, the Dorsey brothers, you know, anything's possible. Anything's possible. So skip a few generations, and here it is before you in St. Louis. That bass saxophone. So there you go.
It doesn't, and it has his initials carved into the thumb plate, doesn't it?
It does, yes. In fact, the guy that did buy it from him, this is a living bill of sale because they each took out a pocket knife and scratched their names in the back of the horn. And at the end of the show, if you want, I'll be happy to show it to you.
Well, let's move on now, and I'm going to have you play some piano. That's okay.
Sure.
Matt's going to sing a song and play some piano. This next number is a great piece. It's sort of became a Dixieland standard. You know, just sort of most Dixieland bands would play this tune, and subsequently the tune's provenance was kind of forgotten, but it was actually composed by the great Benny Moten of Kansas City. It's a great piece of Kansas City jazz from 1923, I think. And the tune is titled South.
That's right.
I think I'm going to play some horns on this.
Let's hear my voice. Yes. This piano's great, by the way. I love this piano. You're lucky it doesn't fit in my Buick Roadmaster.
What doesn't fit? I guess this is the limit, is it?
That's the limit.
Matt's no kidding. Matt's other vehicle is like a 1980s hearse.
That's right.
And when I first met Matt several years ago, he booked me to play banjo on a gig for him at Union Station. And the first time I meet Matt, he rolls in like an undertaker in his black suit and his hearse, and literally unloads a piano from it.
That's right.
Well,
That's it. Well, here we go.
Your tempo.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Down below that old Dixon line, there's a place that really is fine. Don't you know what I'm talking about? Gonna find out, then take a trip with me down below that old Dixon line, where the sun is happy to shine, where friendly faces come to the sea. That's where I'm longing to be, where the folks are happy and gay, and the easy way's the right way. The bees make honey all day. Don't you know you're right next to heaven down south? Moon shines mellow and bright. The breeze play tag with the night. There's where the sundown gals love to shine. Lordy, how I love the South. That's TJ. Hey, South. What a tune, as Jeff Barnhart would say. What a tune. Well, you know, we're going to be back here tomorrow night, aren't we?
That's right. Yeah, thanks for reminding me. So, yeah, tomorrow evening at 7 o'clock, what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of this middle aisle, and that's going to become a dance floor. And my 11-piece band is going to play, and Matt's going to be our special guest on the alto saxophone and the accordion, and he's going to sing. And we're going to have a great time. It's just $10 at the door or whatever you can afford. It's like, if you can't afford anything, you're still welcome to join. It's a sort of donation sort of thing. But naturally...
Gas money to Cincinnati.
Yeah. but it's going to be Matt's last gig in town on this trip, and we're going to have an absolute blast. We've got some great arrangements. And so come join us tomorrow at 7 o'clock if you've got no other plans. It's going to be a good time. Thanks for reminding me.
Yeah, man.
Like, get up off of that piano.
All right, what's next?
You don't know how to play that thing.
What's that? What's next?
Okay, so since Matt is our special guest, and you just do not get to hear accordion playing like this every day.
I wonder why.
Yeah. So throughout the show, I'm going to have Matt do at least 3 solo pieces, and he's picked a different style for each one. His repertoire is astonishing. We did some retirement homes yesterday, and Matt played everything from Que Sera to New York, New York, to...
Stood on a chair and everything.
Yeah.
Did the kicks.
Anyway, Matt, I'm going to leave the stage and let you introduce your first solo piece.
Alrighty. Well, indeed, accordion, you know, really wasn't part of the Dixieland early trad jazz, whatever you want to call it, scene, which means it's a free money. Free to reinvent. But of course, it was all the rage over across the pond in Europe. And while we Americans were having fun with jazz and all that, the Parisians were there sipping wine and coffee at a little French cafe there. And they have what's called musette, which is a style of accordion playing. Everything is almost always in 3/4 time. Almost too fast to dance to, but not fast enough to not drink wine to. So here's a nice little piece of musette written by a guy named Emile Vacher, one of the pioneers of the style, recorded in the 20s and the early 30s. Here's one called Reine de Musette, or Queen of Musette. Merci. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, merci, monsieur.
Hey, there's a great accordion player playing across the street.
Wow.
Okay, what have we got next?
I'll keep this thing on.
Yeah, we're doing a bass sax on this, or accordion.
Accordion.
Oh, great, lovely, lovely. Okay, well, next up we're going to play a tune. You, those of you who've seen me play before have probably heard me do this one. It's the number from 1924, written by Milton Ager, is that right?
I think so.
Milton Ager, called Hard-Hearted Hannah, the Vamp of Savannah. Start with a little vamp, okay?
You got it.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Down in Savannah, yes, I mean Savannah, where the river is nice and warm. They've got a climate of that southern brand, but here's what I don't understand. They've got a gal there, a pretty gal there, but she's cooler than an Arctic storm. She's got a heart made out of stone. Even Iceman leave her alone. They call her Hard-Hearted Hannah, the Vamp of Savannah. She's about the meanest gal in town. Leather is tough, but Hannah's heart is tougher. She's just a gal who likes to see me suffer. Well, to tease them and to thrill them, to torture and kill them, it's her delight, they say. Now I saw her by the seaside with an old washing pan. There was Hannah pouring water on some poor drowning man. Oh, hard-hearted Hannah, the Vamp of Savannah, G.A. Go ahead, man. That's Tolentino, folks.
T.J. Muller.
Hard-hearted Hannah, the Vamp of Savannah, she's about the meanest gal in town. Now you can talk about your red-hot syncopated mamas. Hannah's colder than the polar bear's pajamas. To tease them and thrill them, torture and kill them, it's her delight, they say. Now an evening spent with Hannah, begging on your knees, is like traveling through Alaska in just your BVDs. Hard-hearted Hannah, the Vamp of Savannah, and she lives way down in Georgia, Georgia. Oh, hard-hearted Hannah, Vamp of Savannah, G.A. Bum, 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 bum. That's all.
T.J. Muller.
Okay, what do we got now? Oh, we're singing the blues now.
That's right. Yeah, TJ's fond of saying that we're going to start a home for wayward instruments. The two most popular, accordion and a banjo,
Yeah.
front and center.
Actually, I'll tell you what. Let's put Old-Fashioned Love in here. How about that?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay, I'm going to hop over to the piano and we're going to have Matt sing a tune called Old-Fashioned Love.
That'll work.
Okay. I'll get back there. What's the best part? I need a map.
Yeah. Turn left at the tree.
Yeah. Ready?
Yeah.
I'll give you an intro and you want to play it around or something?
Yeah, it'll work.
I didn't need this.
Arrangements while you wait. got that old-fashioned love in my heart. There it will always remain. I've a clinging vine, growing closer all the time, through the years and my tears, just the same. Got that old-fashioned faith in my heart. Nothing can tear us apart. Dry land turns to sea, there'll be no change in me. Got that old-fashioned love in my heart. Let's hear that piano. Thank you. That's TJ. Got that old-fashioned faith in my heart. Nothing can tear us apart. Dry land may turn to sea, but you'll see little to no change in me. Got that old-fashioned love in my heart. Got that old-fashioned love in my heart. Yeah. All right. DJ on the keys. Put my beer all the way back there. We hope you've got wine or beer or something. Remember, the more you drink, the better we sound.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you're gonna need that.
take full advantage.
Okay, what do we got next here? Are you singing the blues now?
Sure, we can do that.
We're talking about unpopular instruments. Why don't you explain what this one is?
All righty. So we have a saxophone here. Is of the C melody flavor. This is an instrument that largely a lot of saxophonists would regard them as 1920s trinkets. What this is it is a C melody saxophone. It is pitched between an alto, which is in E flat, and between the tenor, which is in B flat. But the C melody derives its name because, you guessed it, it plays in a key of C. That's right. Look, Ma, no transposing. So the idea was they would sell these, and they also marketed them as home saxophones. People could play the saxophone along with the guitarist or the pianist at home and not have the raucous, excessive volume of those wretched tenor and alto saxophones that are now becoming so popular. So they made it, and much like the bass, it had a few superstars in its day, but like all the great things, the Great Depression kind of said, we'll have no more of that. And it kind of went away by the wayside. But one of the aforementioned stars of it was Frankie Trumbauer, who worked almost single-handedly with Bix Beiderbecke. They were the ham and eggs of early jazz, if you will.
And St. Louis connection, they began their working relationship right here in St. Louis.
That's right.
Frankie Trumbauer learned how to play with C melody sax, learned his craft right here in town when he moved from Carbondale as a teenager.
Carbondale.
That's how you pronounce it, right?
That's a little Italian village in Illinois, you know. So here's a tune that Frankie played many, many years, even after Bix's passing. It's called Singin' the Blues. Here we go. Singing the blues till my baby comes home. The meanest feeling pursues since she left me alone. And for each blues strain puts new pain right into my heart. And I always sigh at the crying part. Yeah. It sure gets your nerves when you hear yourself moan. But if I got all I deserve, I wouldn't be here all alone. I wouldn't watch all night and sit alone by the candlelight, just singing the blues till my baby comes home. Singing the blues on the C melody saxophone. No cheating.
Yeah.
No cheating. That's it. That's a good little tune.
Is that young man in the front an alto sax player? Yes. Yeah, I thought I saw your sister teasing you. Yeah. And tenor sax. Okay, so.
Right. Hey, there's another guy for your band.
Yeah, you want a job? I say job, it doesn't pay.
It's about more than the money. It's about the free food and drinks. You know, I had a friend of mine, a musician, once tell me, he said, his name was Frank Reed, and he said, it's always a good gig when you're fed. He was also 500 pounds, so I believe every word of that.
I just imagine the other musicians coming into the green room and him being like, no, there's no rider again.
He's like, I'm out. I'm out.
Yeah. Well, come along tomorrow if you're free, and yeah, maybe we'll see.
Pop-Tarts?
Yes, let's do it. Well, here's a tune. What are the stats on this one? Yeah, 1924. We figured out. It's a tune called "Nobody's Sweetheart." You may have heard it before. Written in part by a chap called Elmer Schobel, who was a great pianist and arranger.
Yeah, great arranger.
And actually born in East St. Louis.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
All right.
And if it's wrong, nobody corrected me, so. Okay, we'll just play it hot.
Yep.
Great.
Just right up front.
Okay, got the melody.
All right. Put it where you want it.
Ba, 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 ba.
Great.
1, 2, 1. Nobody's sweetheart now, and they don't baby you somehow. You've got those fancy hoes, that silken gown. You're out of place in your own hometown, and when you walk down the avenue, they can't believe that it's you. You've got those faded lips and faded eyes. in a bird of paradise. All seems wrong somehow. You're nobody's sweetheart now.
Wow!
Oh, boy.
Wow! Wow! I don't believe it, but I got it because I'm looking right at it. There.
Yeah, me and Matt, you can see why we're good friends. We're both tremendous nerds, I think.
That's right. The only people who are better friends than us are our wives.
Yeah.
They're extremely good. We're like, go play that accordion somewhere.
Yeah.
You know? Go to St. Louis.
Yeah.
Go to St. Louis.
But no, so the way I met Matt, what was it 2017, 18,
Yeah,
about then? I got an email from Matt, and he found me through the St. Louis Banjo Club directory, and he needed.
That's a thing.
Yeah.
That's a thing.
Oh, I make millions of dollars from being on that list. Yeah, there's worse lists to be on. So I got the email from Matt, and he's got a 1920s event he's coming to town for with his drummer from Dallas, and it was at Union Station.
Yeah.
And it was this whole 1920s themed event, and it was for like photographers and models. I can tell the story, right?
Yeah, go for it. It's a good story. It's great.
So there's all these, models dressed in like fake 1920s outfits, and all these like really hip people with like asymmetrical haircuts and like the works, and I sound like such a jerk, but anyway, we get there and it's beautiful Art Deco, and there's all these people dressed up in all this 1920s clothes, and we're like, okay, this is going to be great. We're excited to meet each other. We know each other's music, and Matt has this whole book of great 1920s music, and we start playing, and the band sounds good, and all of these young, attractive people in 1920, like feathers in their hair, are just watching us like this. And this promoter comes up to us and says, "Can you play like dance music?" And Matt, being like Mr. Positivity, is like, "Sure, we can do tangos, waltzes, rumbas, foxtrots, one steps, two steps." Yeah. And the guy's like, "No, like music you can dance to." Anyway, we played the rest of the set, and we were supposed to do like 2 more, and they were like, you can go home." We got paid full salary, and like we we turn off our microphone, and then the DJ comes on, and it's like, poots, poots, poots.
Yeah.
And then always like women like dressed and like dudes dressed like it's the 1920s go like woo and start dancing, and Matt and I are just like, okay.
I'm like, we got the check. Let's go to the bar.
So we just went to the B-side on Cherokee Street and drank and complained about the music industry. And we've been good friends ever since.
That's it.
So the question is, what were they thinking?
That's a darn good question. What are they thinking?
Well, anyway, let's go from one unpopular genre to the next and play some polka music.
Oh yes. Actually, we had this discussion, and we were saying like, of all the styles that people absolutely love today, we were like, well, let's talk about polka music.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, we got a good one for you. Now you can go anywhere and hear the beer barrel polka, but we want to dig a little deeper because y'all are a good crowd. You're an educated crowd, a smart crowd. You deserve us to dig a little deeper. So we're going to do just that. Here's a clarinet polka. All right, we got one with us. Let's get the rest of them. Here we go, B flat. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2. Wonderful, wonderful. That might be a focal point first. Yeah. There we go. Yeah.
Any fans of the St. Louis Ragtimers out there, you might be interested in this. This was the first tuba that belonged to Don Franz and the St. Louis Ragtimers. So it's a tuba that he played in Gaslight Square. It's a tuba that he played at the Storyville Club in Germany, and he kindly agreed to sell it to me. So every time I play it, I just think of Don Franz, my favorite tuba player in the world. So.
That's so cool. He's here tonight. Yeah. He's here tonight.
I'm going to leave the stage again and let Matt play another accordion piece.
Which one do we got here?
Well, we talked about a Taylor Swift tune, but I think we decided.
Haters gonna hate. So you shake, 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 or something like that.
That's an Abe Lyman tune, isn't it?
Like, shake it like Shakira. That's the wrong show. That's tomorrow night, right?
Okay, I'll leave Matt to it.
All right. Here's another Mille Vache Frenchified number for you. Slow things down a little bit, called Mado. Again in 3/4 time, little musette. Goes like this. Merci. Ah. Thank you. Mado. Now let's see what we have next. It's a short one. It's got to fit on a 78. So. Put your ukulele in your hand.
Yeah.
George Formby. Ah, it's time for this thing. The largest instrument on stage and the smallest instrument on stage. It looks like.
Okay. Let's see, what have we got here? Okay, we're going to play a tune from 1927 titled Ain't She Sweet? This is the first time I performed on a ukulele since I was about 13. And I wasn't going to, and I was just like, as I was loading up the car, I was like, why not?
There's a little space left in the glove box.
Yeah, right. But yeah, I used to, before I learnt banjo, I taught myself ukulele as a kid. My friends in school knew that I was really into old music, and I played trumpet. And on one of my birthdays, they all put a £1 coin in a hat, and between my hundreds of friends, they collected enough money to go into town on the lunch break and buy me a little ukulele. And so I learned to play all my George Formby songs. I was a big George Formby fan as a kid, so I learned to play my George Formby songs. And I played in the rugby team, and I'd make up stupid songs about the different members of the rugby team, and so play them in a George Formby style. Joe Pym and his body odor, you know, that sort of stuff. Anyway, so I'm going to try and do this, but if it all falls apart, I'll blame somebody. I'll blame this tenor sax player. Distracting me again. Get out of here. There she is, that's what keeps me up at night. Oh gee whiz, that's why I can't eat a bite. Those flaming eyes, that flaming youth. Oh sister, oh mister, tell me the truth. Ain't she sweet? See her coming down the street. Well, I ask you very confidentially, ain't she sweet? Now ain't she nice? Look her over once or twice. I ask you very confidentially, ain't she nice? Just cast an eye in her direction. Oh me, oh my, ain't that perfection? Oh-do-do-de-oh, I repeat, don't you think she's kind of neat? Yes, I ask you very confidentially, ain't she sweet? Go ahead, man. Tell me where, have you seen one just like that? I declare, that sure is worth looking at. Oh boy, how sweet those lips must be. Gaze on her, doggone her, now answer me. Ain't she sweet? See her coming down the street. Yes, I ask you very confidentially, ain't she sweet? Ain't she nice? Look her over once or twice. Yes, I ask you very confidentially, ain't she nice? And cast an eye in her direction. Oh me, oh my, ain't that perfection? Vodo-do-dio, I repeat. Don't you think she's kind of neat? Yes, I ask you very confidentially, ain't she sweet? That was fun. I'm looking forward to playing it in another 13 years.
There we go.
Okay. Well, where are we at? Let's see. Oh, I tell you what, Matt. I've got on our list here. I've got another ballad for you.
Ah, yes.
How about "Out of Nowhere"? How's that sound?
Beautiful. Written by Johnny Green. Johnny Green was a great composer who kept working in the business. A lot of guys got in the business and moved on to other things, but some stayed in it and learned how to adapt, and Johnny Green was one of those guys. And lived long enough to see his music played in movies in the 60s and 70s, and was still at it. Oftentimes, the music and the movies that were using his stuff, he was the music director in it. So he played his cards right and learned how to stay with it. Let's see if we're so lucky.
Yeah. I'll tell him our one movie story after this song.
Oh,
actually.
fantastic. Well, this is a nice little tune called Out of Nowhere with the verse. When I least expected, kindly fate directed to make each little dream of mine come true. Whether it's clear or it's raining, there is no explaining. Things just happen, and so did you. You came to me from out of nowhere. You took my heart and found it free. Wonderful dreams, wonderful schemes from nowhere made every hour sweet as a flower for me. If you should go back to your nowhere, leaving me with a memory, I'll always wait for your return out of nowhere, hoping you'll bring your love to me. Wait for your return out of nowhere, hoping you'll bring your love to me. Yeah, Out of Nowhere. So what's this about music and movies?
Oh yeah, well, yeah. I just we've been sharing some of our sort of tales as buddies. We met at Union Station. We did that great cruise on the Queen Mary 2, and one of our most recent adventures that we were just both reminded of in the form of a really nice residuals check. Was that the two of us got to be tiny blips in the background of Killers of the Flower Moon. Yeah. And so Matt, far better than I, know this great guy in New York called Vince Giordano, and he's been like the guy for 1920s music.
That's right. He's like the godfather of hot jazz.
Yeah.
It's like
we all had to sort of go pay our dues to him.
That's right.
But anyway, his band had recorded some music for this film, but they needed some guys that could play live on the sets and also look like young musicians of the 1920s. I guess they wanted to save a few bucks on haircuts or something.
So.
Yeah.
And owned one of these things.
Yeah. And yeah, so we got to go spend a week in Oklahoma pretending to be 1920s jazz musicians, and we just had the time of our lives. And it was and I, because I've got a just under 2-year-old, I hadn't had any time to watch a 3-hour gory movie by Martin Scorsese. But I was just on a flight to the UK, and I got to watch the movie finally months afterwards, and everyone was asleep. And the scene came on, and I was like, I wanted to share the moment with somebody.
Hey, wake up!
I was pressing the flight attendant button. And I got zoomed in and saw this little ant stand up, and it was me. Anyway, about here's to more adventures like that. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to leave the stage again, for one final time. Yeah, and let Matt play his last solo accordion piece of the evening, and then I'll come back and we'll start to wrap things up.
That's right, and maybe even take a few requests. Who knows? Here's a Joplin tune for you. It's called the Palm Leaf Rag. Palm Leaf Rag by Scott Joplin. Ew. You know you're going to hear so much accordion. I feel we should have warned these people, you know. But you're still here. You're still with us. All right.
Okay, well, it's just about getting to that point where we need to start wrapping things up for today's performance. Thank you so much for being here. We've got 2 more tunes, and I think we're going to hit them with It's a Long Way to Tipperary.
Oh,
How does
yes.
that sound? Yeah. You got that good introduction, Matt?
I do, yes. Right off the stock arrangement.
Lovely.
1, 2, 1 and 2. Up to mighty London came an Irishman one day. Found the streets were paved with gold, sure everyone was gay. Singing songs of Piccadilly, Strand and Leicester Square, till Patty got excited and he shouted to them there.
It's a long way
To Tipperary, it's a long way to go. It's a long way to Tipperary, to the sweetest gal I know. Goodbye, Piccadilly, farewell, Leicester Square. It's a long, long way to Tipperary, but my heart's right there. Hey! Yeah! Aha!
Ah, that's fun.
That was good.
That's really fun. Oh my
Nice
goodness.
singing those harmony notes. I got to blow the carbon off that part of the range there. It's like,
Well, folks, how about one big round of applause for Matt Tolentino?
thank you, thank you. Hey!
So, we don't actually have any merchandise for sale, but Matt's fantastic music is available to download online.
That's right.
You've even got a whole accordion band album that you recorded during COVID. So
That's right. What else was I going to do?
Yeah. But if you want to know how you can best support our music, or at least my music, if you're not already signed up to my mailing list, I do not do social media. So the only way I have to inform people about the shows that are coming up is through this emailing list and through my website. And there's information on how you can sign up to it in the back of the room. So please sign up to the mailing list. Thank you. Yeah.
Because that's all he's got.
Yeah, it's all I got. Yeah. Yeah, so do sign up to that. If you can make it out tomorrow night, it would be great to see you there. And we're going to leave you with one last tune. Thanks so much for buying tickets and coming. This has been a real treat for us. So,
Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff.
what are we going to end with here, Matt?
Well, this is a tune that a lot of bands close with because the title says it all. If you've had enough, well, that's all right. This tune's called That's a Plenty. 1, 2, 1 and 2. Wow, what a crowd! Wow. Can we do another, I guess? One more, huh? All right. I gotta get his bottle of gin.
I was looking for my Diet Dr. Pepper, but I couldn't find it. Oh, what should we do here, Matt?
Oh, let's see. Oh, what's that say down there? It says something, doesn't it? We made notes before we started drinking.
Yeah.
So we would know.
The handwriting got pretty bad towards the end there.
Yeah.
It just says encore.
Oh.
I have no. Yeah, okay, let's go.
Yay! Well, since we are in St. Louis and in Missouri, St. Louis town, St. Louis and ragtime city and ragtime state if ever there was.
Yeah, let's do the Maple Leaf Rag, right?
Hey!
Hey, thank you.
The doctor is in. Well, this is a tune that took Joplin off hamburger and put him on steak. Sold him a few copies of sheet music. Here it is, Maple Leaf Rag by request. Your instrument's harder, so put it where you want it. That's
okay?
great.
1, 2, 1, 2,
You got Hey! What a night! Thank you. Thank you. Wow.